Last time on Campfire Tales, the party, climbing the east face of Baker's Hill to try and catch a bounty, were ambushed by a stinky prospector. Losing their cool, they shot him dead, and when his vaquero buddies rode down the east face to see what had happened, they shot those fellas dead too. One of them, with his dying breath, revealed something interesting about Ernesto Lopez. Seems he thinks that Lopez is a ghost. Why don't we check in with our boys now and see what they're up to? Alright, here it is, guys. With the trail of bodies at their feet, our three adventurers steeled themselves to head further along this path of bloodshed, trying to find the East Face bandit camp, where they were expecting to pick up a bounty.
So Huddle casts a look around, particularly up the way the banditos came from, and...
Wait, that's a 4th level spell. He doesn't have a look around.
I quit.
I'm done.
And he checks to see if the way is traversable for their horses, or if they need to be left behind.
Well, so, considering that the bandits had just come that way on their horses, Huddle surmised that it was probably traversable by his 4-legged horses.
They were crazy tripod horses last time I remember, so I don't want to make any assumptions on the stability of our inferior 4-legged beasts.
He scratched that like 4 times.
You say inferior. Canyon Arrow's not inferior.
Canyon Arrow has 80 feet and 20 manes and 6,000 sugar cubes.
Is not enough to sate his hunger.
Yeah.
To be fair, we legally cannot call Canyon Arrow a horse.
Huddle saddles up and he's like, well, we won't be making any money by standing here. Let's get a move on. And starts making his way up the canyon.
The 3 horses of the dead bandits whinny uncomfortably. What are they to do in this harsh terrain, left to their own devices? They're not wild creatures anymore. There's no place for them here.
Yeah, well, shit.
Sometimes hard men have to make harder choices.
I guess we should take the horses back up with us?
A bullet for each of them might be a mercy. I've been reading Blood Meridian.
We'll have to put them
Oh,
down.
I'm not gonna be no horse killer.
How far are we from town? Compared to how far are we from not town?
Well, I can tell you how far you are from town, because you've been there. You're probably riding, like, I don't know. So you had to go around the side of the east face, and that probably took an hour and a half.
Yeah, here, Huddle hops off of, his horse, and he says, Doctor, if I could get your assistance real right quick, we'll, get these bodies loaded onto the horses, we'll take them back to camp. Mayhaps we'll find something there we can use to dig some graves for these poor souls.
Yar, what camp you speak of?
Oh my, okay. Alright, that's what we're going with. That's it.
For what it's worth,
we found
it in the first episode. But
Huddle.
whatever.
I think it's.
I don't think he's experimenting. I just think he's changing every episode.
Yeah, I think the Doctor has a desire to keep changing his voice.
I think Sam has an identity crisis where he just doesn't know who he is ever.
Yeah, so Huddle does that thing that they do in Western movies where they sling a corpse over horses' backs and then ties the horses' reins in like a daisy chain, and so we can lead the horses and their riders up to their camp.
With the horses slung in a daisy chain and the dead men about their mounts, they made their way up the hill. They knew that if the old prospector was here relieving himself, it without a horse, it couldn't be that far up to the top. What might they find up there?
We find a big pile of silver. Game over.
No, that's it, boys.
We did it, team.
Continuing on their way, it wasn't long before they started to hear the chattering hoofbeats of the camp
Okay,
above.
so we can hear activity up there. Maybe, perhaps we want to not ride up there with the corpses of their brethren and scope the situation out beforehand.
They were still far enough away that the only time they could actually hear the men above is when the wind caught their sound. Otherwise, silence.
So,
We could send the horses back.
Well, if we send the horses back without their riders, then the rest of the camp will definitely know something's up.
Just write a little note on there saying, "Hey, we're good."
I suppose that might work, but we would be operating under the assumption that those bandits up there can read.
I think that'd be a good plan.
Maybe we do that, but then also, someone sneaks up and tries to get eyes on a bounty worth taking. That way we don't go in there, spitting hellfire and attacking more people who might not do anything but further damn our immortal souls. Sorry. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm no stealthy one.
I'm hardly a stealth person either.
Well, there's only one time to learn, and that's when you're faced with imminent death, I always say.
I suppose I could try.
Yeah, I mean, sure, yes. We will cover you from behind. That's a thing that we can do.
Okay.
Sam took a hit of his ether and looks down at Hell and says, "What you be thinking about our plan?"
Who is he asking this to?
He's asking his horse.
Hell?
Oh, right.
Hell?
Right, that's right.
My horse. Because me and my horse...
When he's high, he gets to hear his horse.
That's right. In the ether haze, Sam heard the familiar voice of Hell turn back and speak to him. "Oh my, I don't think I like this plan at all. I would much rather stay here. Perhaps you could give me some of that ether sometime. You're such a good doctor.
Okay, so this is just a lying horse.
Without you, everyone in the town would die." Yeah, this horse is really talking to him, and it really lies. It's definitely not just what he wants to hear.
Wait, so Sam wants to give his horse ether?
Probably. I feel like, anyone who does drugs, wants people to do that drug with them. I just asked you to do 2 shots earlier, because I don't have any liquor.
And
yeah,
I took 2 shots.
Exactly.
So, Sam looked at his bottle, and there wasn't very much. Oh, wait,
Huddle would like to look around and see if there's a climbable route or a goat trail or something that might give him eyes on shit. Johnston, what's your character's name? It finally happened. Annabelle. There we go.
You know it's written on the table right there, right?
Oh, I didn't have the table open. Okay.
He's illiterate in real life, too.
Got him!
So, yeah, I'd like to try and see if there's a game trail or something that will let me shadow Annabelle as she tries to sneak up into camp and see stuff.
At about this time in the trail, it narrowed to a point where only a single horse or man could travel. 2 abreast would fall off the rocky crag and into the shrubs below.
All right then. Well, this plan might not work. Anyone else got any other bright ideas?
There was still a bit of trail ahead of them before they reached the lowest point where the bandits would be able to see them. The bandits, of course, had picked this camp because it gave them a great overlook of anyone trying to come up to where they were. They knew that if they waited too long, they'd send a search party out for the 4 men that had gone missing.
A friend of mine told me a story about a rabbit that would dress up in female clothes to distract his enemies. Maybe we could try something like that?
Well, I don't see no rabbits around here.
You be carrying around female clothing?
No, but we do have one of the female persuasion here.
Isn't the idea, though, that Bugs Bunny does that? Whatever.
Wait,
Yeah.
finish a sentence.
Keep on that track.
No, we have an actual woman, though. That's like... that
So it should be
trumps-
doubly effective?
Whatever. I'm not there.
Right. I guess we just need to decide who rides up first. I could go. I'd be bad if the doctor got shot, and Annabelle, you've got a father to live for.
You know, Master Sam, you're the bravest. Perhaps you should get all of the treasure when we find it.
You know we don't be needing any silver.
Oh, of course. Right you are, Master Sam.
Right. So, Huddle maneuvers up in the front and begins cautiously riding his way up the canyon still.
Why are you going up front?
Because, if it comes down to taking bullets, I might be the best to do so. Unless you want to go up front and you think you can do this without taking any bullets.
Well, I don't know if I can, but, shit, I guess you can go first.
Yeah, let's try a quiet approach, and should that go wrong, then, we've got the person with the fastest draw, nearest to the danger.
So, if we're going for a quiet approach, what's your excuse for why we're up here?
We found their compatriots dead, at the bottom of the canyon, shot by, I don't know, other bandits? Indians?
Forensic evidence would later link the bullets to those of the guns carried by the 3 adventurers.
But
I highly doubt that mariachi band we're listening to doubles as a CIA task squad.
Oh no, it's fine. The only person that can do autopsy in the town is the doctor that's with you guys.
That's right, we got him on the tape.
Knowing that, they expedited the corpses to Quantico.
wouldn't it make more sense to not say that their compatriots are dead, just that we found some men down there? How would we know that they're their compatriots?
That's quite a good point. Yes, so we found some dead men, and we heard their camp, and we decided...
Why would we be out here, though? Are we a hunting party? Are we surveying the area? What? Get your story straight before you just rush in.
Well, why don't you help me with this tale you're weaving, young miss?
I am helping, that's why I'm asking.
Oh, okay, so you're purely a sounding board in
Yar.
this situation.
Let's see. What could we be, guys? What could we be?
We could be...
Oh man, alright, somebody just say, I've got it, and then we star wipe, and you guys are all dressed as... We've got it! Star wipe, and you're all dressed as...
Alright, I've got it! We're a traveling band.
and you're all dressed as mariachi.
Wait, we don't have any instruments.
I have a flute.
Oh, wait. Sam looked into his bag and saw a whole bunch of laudanum.
You need me to provide flute sound effects, you said?
No.
No.
I didn't. No.
No, you're a traveling. You're an actress coming this way to get to the town to perform at the casino, and we are your
Retinue.
bodyguard, roadie people.
Retinue.
Retinue. Say it. Repeat it back to us.
Retinue. We're your retinue. Right.
What's she acting for? Is she?
I
Just
don't know.
acting?
Why don't you
Wait,
think
you-
about that on the way up?
Yeah.
Planning
be your
something
dancing.
in the middle of something isn't very smart. Planning beforehand is smart.
Amigos! A voice echoed
Yar.
off the canyon.
Ah, fuck.
We haven't heard from you in some time, my friend. Are you still down there?
Yes.
Whatever their harebrained scheme was going to be, they'd better come up with it quick. Time was not on their side.
I think we've got a good plan here. If they ask for proof of your performance skills, either whip out that flute or recite something from memory. Okay, let's go. And Huddle spurs Princess forward.
Spurring Princess onward, Huddle rounded the last bend before a
But why
large
would we
bluff.
need to go up to these people?
To move the story along.
No, I mean, like, what is our
No,
excuse?
what is he? Yeah, what are you going to tell them?
We're going to tell them that
Are we lost?
we got lost making our way to town, and we happened upon these corpses. And
We're on the Oregon Trail.
Oh, no.
Shit, this isn't Oregon.
Incoming dysentery. No.
we were on the trail to
What's your doctor?
town, because we got a big
On-
performance tonight.
Rounding that final corner, Huddle reached the bluff. Rearing Princess to a halt, he peeked his little head out of it. He could tell that this was the last spot of cover before he had unbroken line of sight all the way up the hill.
Right.
At this point, he decided he would peel back his eyelids and give
Ew.
a college try on a perception check.
Will do. That their perception is 2 greens and a yellow, and what's my difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be trace purple.
Alright.
How do you say purple in Spanish?
You're the one with the. You're the one with the.
Muave?
Spanish-
Morano?
No.
What'd you say, Johnson?
Morano? I don't know.
Purpura.
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 I think
All right,
Morano's
that's
brown.
one I'd never heard before, I guess. Morado, I guess also
Morado.
works.
Yeah.
Tres morado.
Oh, nice. We got 1 success and 1 advantage.
Peeling back his eyelids and also simultaneously closing his eyes. He felt the very wind blowing against the little hairs on his arms. He took in a deep breath and smelled the tiny shrubs near him, the cactus and agave, and while he was distracted doing all these strange things, the bandits rode him down. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. Heightening his senses to near superhuman levels, he peered about him. Looking up the hill, he could see a small fire burning and could hear the raucous laughter of several men. A single rider was trotting slowly down the trail towards him. The bluff obscured him still, but he knew that if he didn't get a better spot of cover before the man reached this part of the trail, they'd be found. Turning his head to the left, in a patch of shrubs and rocks, he saw an opening in the very cliff face. It looked large enough to ride a horse into.
Or
But
3?
is it large enough for Canyon Arrow?
For 12
Since it was
horses?
Grand Canyon size, it could almost fit Canyon Arrow.
Very quickly and very quietly, Huddle turns back to the group and he says, "Right, we can either try to bluff our way through, or there's a side passage. What do we want to do? Quick!"
Well, positives are if they don't catch us, then we got a little surprise on our hand. But if they do catch us, then our bluff won't work as well.
Right, so that was not the quick vote I wanted. I vote for side passage.
Very
Yar.
well, y'all leading us.
Alright, let's go.
Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Come out tonight.
Huddle, steers everybody towards that, side hole in the canyon.
Hooting like an owl.
Who?
Hooting like a day owl.
Hooting a blowfish.
Hooting like a blowfish.
Hooting like
Fuck.
a day blowfish. Huddle got everyone's attention and led them into the opening in the cliff face.
Cool. What's this opening like?
It was a touch comedic watching fucking 6 horses, right? Ride directly.
6 horses, 4 corpses, and 3 adventurers.
Oh, it is 4 corpses.
Ride directly into an open cliff face, but there it was.
Wait, why didn't we just leave the corpses?
They might be important later. So you guys are hoarders because you know that's what you do in D&D. So that's what you do here too.
We'll put it into our inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Huddle brought up that we should, if we might find something that we can use to bury them in the camp, like a shovel, because he didn't think to bring his shallow grave digging tools with him.
Oh,
on
Annabelle
this trip.
brought her shovel and shallow grave digging tools.
Well, shit. Why, Annabelle? These are the kind of things that you bring up before we start carting corpses
all
around.
Sam brought was a bunch of laudanum and his
Doctor's
quarter
Dynamite.
bottle of. Oh yeah, it's a little bit of Doctor's Dynamite and like a
Ether?
quarter bottle
About
of ether.
80 pounds of ether.
No, only a quarter bottle. He forgot to re-up, but he does have a shitload of laudanum.
Right, so hey, Hammer, tell me about this hole in the canyon.
As soon as they stepped into the canyon, the temperature dropped. Must have been close to 20 degrees. It was beyond pleasant in here. One could curl up in here for a nap on a hot day, no problem. The opening had clearly been borne away at some point, either by natural forces or by the hands and tools of men.
But not of dwarves or elves.
Certainly not of dwarves or elves, as those things didn't exist, but in stories.
Cool. Does it go particularly deep?
The entrance didn't go particularly deep. The 6 mounts mulled about inside of the entrance without feeling crowded. There were several smaller tunnels leading off in different directions. These ones would be too small for a horse to traverse. One of them even had an old lantern strung up inside of it. It wasn't in use, but clearly at some point it had been.
Excellent. I would like to hop off Princess and start hobbling the horses so they will stay put in this little cave foyer, if you will.
That's a reasonable thing to call it.
We could leave the horses here and explore these tunnels, maybe get a drop on the rest of the party.
Yar. Hell, you okay with sitting here? I had to do it.
From one of the longer tunnel passages, a wind even colder than the inside of the foyer blew into the foyer. The chill wind clearly made the horses uncomfortable as they whinnied and stamped. Their noise threatened to gain the attention of the passing bandit who had come down the mountain face.
Alright everyone, we're gonna need to leave our blankets and coats here so the horses will stay warm.
Sam does that.
If someone didn't quiet the horses on the double, their cover would be blown.
Sam gently rubs Hell's
Yeah,
neck.
I'm not sure anything can quiet Canyon Arrow.
Shishes.
The purr of the engine was just too loud.
Alright.
As I'm hobbling the horses, I'm like whispering, I'm like murmuring, soothing noises to them, and like, you know, just doing cowboy things to calm them down. Feeding a couple apples or sugar cubes from a pack. You know, general nice cowboy things to. I give Princess a couple tobacco leaves because I know that she likes to chew.
Realizing that these horses were clearly owned by mariachi men, they would likely be most calmed by a song.
Oh.
Annabelle plays her flute.
Any of you know any good mariachi music?
Somebody roll me an animal handling check.
There isn't really that. Do you want ride mount?
I will take ride. Yeah, I'll take ride mount.
Okay, that's 2 yellow and a green for me. What difficulty you want on this?
Just a 2.
Just a little 2.
I got 2 success, 1 disadvantage.
3 and 3, and okay, 3 success. And that's flat. Just flat 3 success.
Okay. The two of you, the two of them realize in unison, these horses don't speak Spanish. They just want to hear a melody.
Annabelle hums softly under her
Looking
breath.
down where the tides are will return. There's a man not knowing what he should feel. Gone are the waves that smooth the ocean's edge. There for the grace of God go I.
The horses seem to calm down, all but hell.
I wish I had my phone. I don't know any lyrics.
Sing him some soothing jizz.
Jizz?
That's the genre of music in Star Wars. That's canonically what it's called.
Really?
The music in the cantina, the music in the cantina is known as jizz, or after that, because it was quickly realized that that's an awful name for a genre of music, jats. But still, I mean, it's jizz.
There was a time
They're jizz
where
players,
it was
and they play
canonically called
jizz.
that. And fuck
So-
us, like, we're those dudes in the basement that grok Spock so much.
Sam decides to take Hell's advice from earlier and gives Hell some ether.
Pressing the ether rag over his horse's muzzle, Hell began to calm down. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. This ether bath feels so good.
Yar! I'm glad you be liking it.
With bated breath, everyone watched as the lone bandit passed on the trail outside, not noticing the party hiding just feet away from him.
Well, that's one problem taken care of. I suppose now we need to pick a direction and walk it. How many tunnels are there leading out of this foyer?
I think. Okay, so there's two. There's 2 tunnels. There's one that surveying
One
their
that the
surroundings.
cold wind came from?
They noticed a tunnel without lights where the cold wind had just blown in from, and a tunnel with very old lanterns seeming to lead up in the direction of the bandit camp.
My vote be the lantern one.
Yeah, I think if we take the lantern one, we've stand a decent chance of coming up and catching them with their pants down, as it were.
I mean, yeah, we could do that, or we could
that's-
explore the other one. For funsies.
Well,
We already saw somebody with his pants down earlier today.
that's a good point.
How much male nudity do you need in a single day?
Why you want to kill me?
Cold tunnel it is. I'm fine with that if y'all are. Yeah, cold tunnel? Cold tunnel?
Cold tunnel?
Go
Cold tunnel?
tunnel?
Cold tunnel?
I
Cold tunnel.
got one vote for Cold Tunnel. One vote. Anybody? One vote. Oh, I got 2 votes. I got 2 votes.
This tunnel, Hammer, is not only cold, but it is dark, correct?
Both of them are dark, and this one isn't colder. It just had a cold wind blow through it once.
Gotcha. Can I take one of the...
Is it the non-lantern one? So, was the cold wind tunnel the one without the lantern?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. There's one lined with lanterns that goes up, it looks like maybe towards the bandit camp.
Now,
and
the
there's
one-
one that...
Lined with lanterns. All of lanterns, at least the first couple, are clearly out of juice.
Okay, so we would need to progress a little bit till we can find one with fuel.
Or perhaps none of them have fuel. No promises.
Yeah.
Of course, there are clearly lanterns dangling from the packs of the dead men's horses.
Oh, that's nice.
One horse in particular, an old paint,
Is that his name? Old Paint?
seems to offer No, he is an old
That's
paint.
the type of horse.
I know.
The old paint seems to offer his flank to you, almost offering you a lantern.
I'll take that lantern.
That's kind of weird, because a second ago he was freaking out, and he's just like, "Oh, here, take my lantern."
That's a sinister horse
Something
if I
in
ever
that
seen
melody
one.
must have roused something in him.
That's a story progressing horse if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. So yeah, I will light this lantern and start heading down the lantern-less tunnel.
Now, what Huddle didn't know is that the cold wind that he felt was a powerful gust of natural gases, very flammable. As soon as he hit that light, the tunnel erupted and all 8 creatures died. Again. Even the dead ones.
Alright, new campaign, guys.
Well, we had a good run.
Alright, thanks for
All
coming,
right.
guys, but that's just how the game goes. This is the way that you have the most fun. Make your traps, kill your friends.
Alright, so what
Cool.
campaign are we doing next?
Alright, next week let's do Captain Planet?
Captain
Alright.
Planet.
I'll
be heart.
I'll be water. 'Cause that's the Asian one.
I was gonna run a Captain Planet Jurassic Park crossover game, if that's okay.
That sounds more
I
than
think those are
okay.
compatible.
Yeah, does Captain Planet get upset because people are trying to play God and he tries to stop them?
Huddle strikes flint to tinder and lights the lantern.
Right. So
A pale glow
Cool,
then
let's-
illuminated the inside of the foyer. The horses stared, perplexed, and then all at once slowly turned their heads toward the cold tunnel.
That's pretty creepy.
okay.
Super
Well,
eerie.
these horses haven't turned creepy at all. You two ready to go?
Yar, I think I be tripping balls.
As ready as I'll ever be.
Well, all right. Down the tunnel. And we head down.
Master Sam, you're not going to leave me here, are you?
You'll be fine.
Oh my, oh goodness. I'm going to just shut down for a while.
Does this horse just lay down or something?
I'm
The
surprised
horse just like folds up into a little
I'm surprised
box.
the horse didn't lay down as soon as I gave him ether.
Sam's horse Hell's legs buckled beneath it, and it laid down,
I'm confused as
kind of like a cat.
I'm confused at whether this horse is actually like talking and telling me things.
Well,
or is it my
you don't know.
imagination?
You don't know?
This is blowing
could
my
be.
mind.
Sure.
Sam is, yeah. Sam. I mean, he's lived with this, so he's not worried at all. But Tran, the player, is just like, huh.
Sweet. So, what we find in this tunnel, bruh?
Anyway, we lost Matt.
Typical Matt.
Typical Matt. Oh, you find a bunch of silver and old Irish heirlooms in the tunnel.
I sneak them all into my pack.
Okay,
Then I
cool.
give half to Sam.
Add to your inventory. Write out all the silver.
You're saying this, I'm actually going to do it.
The Gordon family crest.
All the silver, Gordon family crest,
and
and
a fine bottle of
fine
200
bottle
year
of
aged whiskey.
200 year
Was whiskey
aged
around then?
Whiskey?
Probably.
Alright, how much experience do we get?
Well,
400 each.
I guess I'd say that everyone who's here should get 30.
Dope.
Sorry about that. My,
he is here.
He said it. She said he's here. It's canon.
Sure, if he can tell me
Tell you what.
how much he gets.
Matt Gordon, how much experience did we all just get? Matt Gordon?
All right, I think we're about due for another 30.
Alright, so that's 60 for us. I'm writing this down, I'm going to use it.
You can't really.
No, it's too late, I already used it.
Nope, too late. I
Oh,
already...
you're spending. I leveled her up. I'm a second level charlatan.
I'm a merchant.
There's no levels. I was just
Matt's
making
the
a
charlatan.
shape.
Well, I'm back.
You missed
Okay.
out on all the stuff?
Good to see ya. The three adventurers headed down the cold, dark passage, a pale glow illuminating their way. Huddle took the lead.
Yeah, I will lead the tunnel unless someone else wants to.
Nope. You've
No,
been
by
in
all
charge
means,
for...
Mr. Gunslinger.
Let's go down this tunnel.
Yeah, I'd love to. Are you gonna
Annabelle,
stay in the fucking
follow
chat?
Huddle.
Sam.
I definitely will try
Sam
to.
followed
Alright.
Annabelle.
Following their fearless young gunslinger leader, they headed down the dark, dank tunnel. There was a notable moisture in the air. Not the type of moisture that you typically felt in this arid desert environment, but there it was all the same.
How long do we go down this tunnel until? Does anything catch our attention aside from the cold and dampness?
Before long, it's pretty clear that maybe this tunnel might not have been built by people, but it was almost perfectly sized to be used by them. Even at its thinnest, none of the three had to squeeze very much. Perhaps a very large man would have trouble getting through here, but
Sheriff Moss.
three regular-sized folk, it was no trouble at all. After about, after an amount of time that was difficult to tell in the dark, in the bones of the earth, they reached a second fork.
Well,
What does the fork look like?
It was pleasant to walk into another foyer and be out of that thin, claustrophobic tunnel, but they were still in the dark. A single shaft of light pierced down, giving them a little comfort. They knew at least the sun still existed, still shone on God's green earth, but not down here. The fucking fork exists, and I'm gonna tell you about it.
I'd love to
Let's
hear.
hear
it.
this fucking
And
fork.
I'm gonna tell you.
I want to know
it's,
so much about this fork.
As before, at this foyer, there were two passages to choose from, and the one that they had just come from. The only difference here is that both of them were strung with old lamps out of juice.
Yar, that be strange.
Is this area still like natural tunnels, or are the lamps strung up? And are there other signs that this was made by people?
They're stalak lamps.
Stalagmites lamps? They just came out of the mine itself?
I don't understand your question. I'm sorry.
So there
the
there
people
are
put the
lanterns
lamps
here.
there. Yeah.
but the tunnel is still like carved from water or something.
Oh.
More like a giant worm.
Alaskan bullworm. No, if you were a dwarf, I'd tell you, but like,
Yeah, we don't have
I don't know how
knowledge of
much-
dungeoneering. So.
Annabelle
Well,
is educated.
So a tunnel. Yeah, and a tunnel would have wooden support beams if it was carved by people.
oh, okay, fair enough. All right.
That makes sense.
All right. Well then, the way they had just come from was natural stone. Both of these forks had wooden support beams, suggesting that human interference had touched these walls.
Yar! Why do you think they don't support this tunnel? And Sam pointed back to the tunnel they came from.
Well, it stands to reason that if a tunnel is made naturally, then it doesn't need any support on its own. But if they're going to make any unnatural tunnels, it'd be best to shore up the walls and ceiling, just in case of any instability.
Yar! You think they be putting up lanterns in this direction?
Oh, I think maybe they put lanterns here because this was as far as they got work-wise before the mine got shut down.
How do you think they've been getting back and forth without lights?
I don't think anyone normally came the way that we did. I am imagining that we're coming at this thing bass backwards, if you know what I mean.
Bass awkward.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
So, again, right or left?
Sam looked at Annabelle.
Let's see. Alright, so, is there any, difference between the left and right?
Looking at the two tunnels, they couldn't discern left from right.
Well, I mean, what?
If one was a steer, the other was a bull.
Sam instantly forgot his left and
So
right. looking at this fork.
easily recognizable and different.
If one was a mule, the other was a donkey.
Right, so,
If one was a synonym, the other was also another synonym for the same word, but also give them like a country twang to flavor the text to be in line with the image that I'm trying to create.
Annabelle, were you born east or west of the Mississippi?
West?
Wait, weren't you
Well, then we'll go
from
right.
New Orleans, right?
And Huddle starts going down the right passage.
Huddle using his strange divination of
That is kind of weird.
Mississippi birth.
I was born on the left side of Mississippi, so you choose the right side?
Yep,
He's sticking.
because Huddle just wants to keep walking.
No, we have to agonize over this arbitrary decision, Matt.
Well, one leads to death, because you know my DM style.
Yeah,
I just kill
right.
players.
So we got a 50-50 chance
I don't
of
have
death,
a story
guys.
to tell. I just have a series of traps to give to people. Using his Agent Dale Cooper style of divination, he picked a path and led him down it.
Sam followed.
Did hell follow?
You said the right path?
Yeah.
Cool beans, man.
Unfortunately for us, that was the wrong path.
The three of them traveled, but not for too long. In just a few minutes, the source of the moisture made itself clear.
It was a dragon.
The party came to the edge of a precipice, a deep pit, and they could, even by the lantern light, see that it was filled with water.
Is it like running water?
Like an
or just
underground
running water?
lake, or running water, or what?
The water was still at this point. There were several patched holes around them, wooden planks on the walls. It appeared as if some kind of cave-in or flood had occurred here, maybe recently.
Okay.
Perception check.
Have we been going? Has this tunnel been going uphill?
I want to do a perception roll. I want to see if there's bodies in the water.
Like, because if this is the source of the water that we've been experiencing, then it would make sense that we've been going uphill, right?
Yeah, are my calves sore?
Yeah, your calves are sore, and you've been going uphill.
Right. Perception then?
I got
Yeah.
that, whatever this is.
Yeah, it's 2 difficulty.
2 successes and 1 disadvantage. Is that right? Did I read it right?
You did. 2 successes and 1 disadvantage.
Dope. I'm the best.
I got 1 failure, so that's it.
Holy shit.
We're looking at 1 success and
3. You got a negative
4
number.
advantages.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah,
1 success
and 3
and 3
advantages.
And Tran, you got 2 successes.
And 1 disadvantage.
Okay. Give me just a second here, then, to parse how these 2 results will be different from each other.
Can one of my advantages be this water tastes really good?
Absolutely.
It
Like,
tastes
I-
good, that doesn't mean it's
I
healthy.
dip some in my hat and I drink it, and it's like super tasty mineral water.
Absolutely not.
I would never drink still water.
Yeah, it's stagnant.
Yeah, this is still
Cave water though. That's an aquifer, you guys.
It wouldn't be still then. It'd be like bubbling up.
No,
it's
an
not.
aquifer is just a big pit of water. A spring bubbles, an aquifer just sits there.
Oh. You can drink the water if you want.
Hell
That doesn't
yeah,
mean there's not any
I'm thirsty.
microbes or anything in it, Matt.
Do I see any bodies in the water?
Honestly, his immune system's probably, like, awesome and shit.
It is almost.
No, Tran, you don't. But Sam's Sam's usually unkeen eyes focused for just a moment. In his clarity, from the lantern light, he caught a small glint of metal in the water below.
Yar! There be silver.
Where do you see the silver?
Sam pointed at the glint that he saw.
Huddle looked down, and it was unmistakable. He caught the same glint.
That's excellent. How deep do you suppose it is?
So, with one success, both men caught the silver. The second success allowed Sam to see that it was deeper than he'd be comfortable swimming in. Deeper, in fact, than anyone might be comfortable swimming in. If there was a man that could reach the bottom, the man probably had gills.
That'd be too deep for me to be swimming.
Oh, damn it all. There's got to be some way to get to it.
I estimate about 20 fathoms.
Word. Focusing their eyes and looking a little bit closer, the glint was from a piece of something wedged in the rock, not too incredibly deep. If one were bold enough, they might just dive down there and try to dig it out.
Wait, so there's two things glinting in the water? One is silver that's way too deep?
No, no. I'm sorry, when you said how deep is it, I thought you meant the pool. And so I meant the pool itself is, like, way deep. The silver itself is attainable, but might be treacherous.
Gotcha. Well, I came here to get paid, and I start stripping down to my skivvies to jump into the water.
Have you no shame, Mr. Patrick?
Let's get in that Zack water.
The only shame here is leaving silver left just lying there for someone else to take. And with that, Huddle, in only his long johns, dives down into the water.
Huddle in his long johns jumped into a dark pool. He wanted silver, so he made a decision like a fool.
And
He jumped in deep and he swam real deep. He tried to grab the trinket. He rolled me an athletics.
At what difficulty?
Probably 3.
Cool. So I will roll. Hey, big money, big money.
That's a lot of whammy.
Oh,
That's so
not
much
great.
whammy.
Blew it. He drowned. He's just dead.
That is a 1 failure and 2 disadvantage.
Ooh.
Jumping into the water, it was a foolish decision, just like the man saying. Huddle, to his own very, very deep surprise, found that as soon as he submerged himself, there was a current in this water.
Wait, what? You said it was stagnant.
Undertow.
Yeah,
Oh,
undertow.
okay.
An undertow in an underground lake.
As soon as he got more than a couple feet deep, he could feel the pull, and it wasn't pretty. Things were looking dire for Huddle St. Patrick. He fought back the desire to gasp, knowing that if he took in that deep, dark water, it'd be the last thing he ever took in.
Which way is the current pulling me?
Straight down.
Oh, shit.
Straight down to hell.
Oh, so
Straight to the silver.
can I use the current to try to get me closer to the thing, the shiny?
You have passed the thing and are now below it, looking up at the thing.
Oh, fuck.
Damn. There's nothing to grab onto? There isn't like a ledge or like
It's a pretty smooth
wall side?
pit. From his new vantage point, Huddle could see that this was clearly, at some point, a tunnel that led deeper down into what was clearly the silver mine. Maybe this is why they closed it down.
Well, that would be an unfortunate and logical reason to close down a pit. Okay.
Shit, it was all coming together for him in his final moments of life.
Do both of us see this happening?
Do we
to him?
see him in distress?
Is he just like because he's swimming downwards and he's going really fast? So do we?
Except he's going like he's looking up now, because as soon as that happens, he orients himself upwards. So he's looking up at you two and then going backwards. So
yeah.
looking down at Annabelle and the Doctor thought, Wow, what a swimmer that he can swim backwards like that.
It's the special Ireland
And
stroke.
what a braggart too, that he would just pass up the bit of silver that he found and not even grab it.
Something's wrong, Sam. Annabelle quickly tried to tie a piece of rope to a rock or something heavy, and then tie it to Canyon Arrow, like the other end to Canyon Arrow.
Canyon Arrow's not even here.
Canyon Arrows!
Canyon Arrow's like...
Canyon
He's not
Arrow
here?
is very far away,
Shit.
my
Sam,
friend.
you're gonna have to do this.
So, Annabelle has lowered a rope down, right?
No, she tied it to her...
No, I tied a
you
rock
tied
to one end and dropped it in, and I was gonna tie it to Canyon
Oh.
Arrow, but apparently he's not there. I don't remember when we ditched the horses, but apparently we did.
Oh, so you just have a rope that is quickly sinking. Cool. So
Thinking quickly, Annabelle ripped a stalagmite from the ground, tied a rope around it. And are you just throwing
Oh
it
yeah,
down
I mean,
at
there's
him?
nothing else I could do. What? I'm not gonna jump in and save him. I got 2-0 in athletics, nothing in strength.
I got 2-0.
Hey,
you have 8 different petticoats on. You're gonna sink like a rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna sink faster than he
all
is.
right,
Sing right by him.
throwing the stalagmite rope down at him, she called out, I'm sorry, Sam. I don't have enough dice for this.
To throw the rock.
No, whatever.
We're gonna hold on to the rope together, like, tug of war
Sam
style.
assist.
So, what if as I'm like getting ready to grab that rope and try to hoist myself up, you know how long johns are like buttoned up the front?
And then they've got a butt flap.
Yeah. What if I just like rip at those buttons and then just kind of like a caterpillar shedding his skin, so I have even less resistance? I like just kind
Why
of
do you
wriggle out of it.
Well, wait a
Why do
second.
you want less resistance? Don't you want more resistance?
Your lack of nudity hasn't been a problem yet.
I just
Guys,
figure
I'm willing
I
to
figure
do it. No, guys, I got
anything-
this. I will get naked for you. I'll do it. Like, if you need
No,
me to,
listen.
like.
If you want me to, I'll
Follow
pull
me-
up my junk and
Follow me on
pulse.
this train of logic. Huddle thinks that clothes are going to weigh you down, and anything that will make him way less and more agile will help his buoyancy and help get him to fight this
You should
undertow.
also think that taking the time to take off your clothes while you're being sucked
I mean, his
under
idea
is
is
worse
he's
than
like
not
Supermaning
swimming.
out of it, and then like, remember in Bruce Almighty where he just like throws his arms back?
And all his clothes comes off.
Yeah. So the current's just going to take it off of my body.
I don't
Okay,
think that's
you know
not-
what? You know what? Fine. Hatching an ingenious idea, Huddle ripped every button from his long johns and slithered out like a fish. The stalagmite rope
Excellent.
crashed into the water and careened towards him. He knew he had just one chance, one roll.
One chance, one shot, one
But
opportunity.
he was taking off his
make
clothes.
So wait, is this a roll to grab the rope, or is this a roll to...
No, you slipped out of your clothes. I'm fine with that. Whatever. He knew he had just one chance to grab this rope. The momentum from shedding his long johns gave him a boost die.
Cool. Okay, so is this going to be another athletics check?
Yeah, this one's gonna be. And you know what? Fuck you. I actually kind of want you to die.
I'm
There we
scared.
go. Okay. This is not... The odds are not in my favor.
Matt has elected to flip one of the destiny points that I told you guys about. In response to me flipping a destiny point, because I want to kill Matt's character.
Can you do more than one destiny point
I
in a roll?
don't know.
I don't think
it
you can
might
flip
actually
more
be in the
than
rules
one.
that you can't.
You
Can I-
can't flip more than one, but like you can. I mean,
Both
sorry.
do one in response to each other.
Yeah, you can do that.
I didn't think you could
I
do
think
that.
it's
That's what I
whoever
meant.
calls it first, but I'm not. I don't want to kill you that bad, so I'm not gonna like pull out the rule book or anything.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Roll it. Don't die.
Dead. Oh.
Okay. We've got
Not dead.
one failure,
two successes,
two setbacks, three. So
two
successes, two successes flat.
Okay. Wriggling out of the long johns that so weighed him down. Huddle St. Patrick reached out for a stalagmite, the one thing that might bring him to the surface. Gripping his hands about it, he felt the strong, strong pull of the current trying to drag him down. But the strong pull of his friends was even stronger. As soon as Huddle got his hands on the rope, the stalagmite, poorly tied, came free and fell away into the abyss. In his final moments in the undertow, he watched as his long johns draped about some kind of figure in the water with him.
Oh, God.
What? There's something else in this water?
He hadn't been alone. Annabelle and Sam pulled Huddle up from the water, and he gripped hold of the glinting object on his way up. Sputtering and coughing, hissing, wheezing, huffing, puffing.
Puffing?
Yar! It looked like he could use some CPR.
No, I'm alright.
Gets up and
No, you don't need to do that.
tries to perform CPR.
Pressing the ether rag to his face, he inhaled deeply, having no choice after coming up from holding his breath for so long.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding. You're not. Sitting on the rocky coast, huffing, puffing, wheezing, breathing, he looked at his prize clutched in his right hand, a small silver locket.
Uh-oh.
In Huddle St. Patrick's hand, the locket popped open, revealing a picture of none other than Ernesto Jorge Lopez. Wow, that one was a bit of a spooky one. Okay, all right. Yeah, so there's 4 episodes down, guys, and it feels real good to be doing this. The next time we post episodes, we're gonna post the final 2 of this arc, and then I'll let you know what we're gonna be doing after that arc at the end of the 6th episode. But we've already got something planned for you, something a lot of fun coming your way, and we're really looking forward to it. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on WordPress, which is our public face now, goofsandgoblins.wordpress.com. So please go there, find our episode notes, and look at all the cool pictures and fun stuff that we're going to be posting with each episode. Additionally, if you're listening to this on iTunes, if you could leave us a review and a 5-star rating and subscribe to us, it'll really help a new podcast like ours to be discovered more easily by other like-minded people. So we would appreciate that. Thank you. Other than that, I hope you've enjoyed our 4 episodes so far, and join us next time for the 2 stunning conclusion episodes of Campfire Tales.
Adios.